it's funny because you're a film bro, but you're also the opposite of a film bro at the exact same time. Like 100%. It cancels out your film bro. I have Hot D to watch. I have more random obscure movies to watch. I am stoked.
Hot D?
Yeah, House of the Dragon.
All right, brother.
That's what we call it here in TV land.
Okay. Oh, I wrote down another cringe line. The guy was like patting him down, and he was like, "Where I'm from, you buy me dinner first." Just stop. Just stop, bro. Stop with this. Stop making jokes, bro, in this movie. It doesn't need to be there. Welcome to Real Friends, everyone. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Cole. Today, we will be discussing all things Christopher Nolan, including a Tenet review from Mr. Elwood himself.
That's me.
That's this guy. Caleb, how excited are you to discuss Tenet?
I'm pretty excited, dude. I have a funny backstory with Tenet. I'll save it for the review, but I'm excited.
Yeah, bro. Let's just say bro's opinion of Tenet has not been good since 2020, but we'll get into that later. Also in this episode, we will be discussing our top 3 Nolan movies, a Dune 3 trailer reaction, which just dropped yesterday. I was like, bro, we have to hit this. This is going to be
Gotta
perfect.
hit it.
We're going to be discussing Odyssey and all of the comments and concerns and just thoughts that we have with that. I think that comes out on the 17th, so that comes out this week, right? This is the Nolan discussion. That is coming out this Friday. We have some thoughts. We have some excitement. We have some concerns.
Yes.
We'll get into that in this episode. And one more thing on this episode, I am going to be reviewing Spider-Man Homecoming.
Woo!
Because last week I had a take and I thought, I need to go revisit this because I'm getting kind of flamed. And also take. It's been a what? It's been a bad take? Are you serious?
A bad take. I've spoken.
Okay, we'll get into that later. But I have some new thoughts on it, and I'm excited to discuss it. Caleb, how did you feel about your Tenet re-review?
Man, I felt some things, brother. Should I give it a score? I feel like I should give it a score.
Okay, let's give it what... I'm going to guess what you're going to say, and then you're going to give it the score on 3. So okay. I'm going to guess your number.
You guess and then I guess.
Yeah, but at the same time.
Oh, okay, cool.
1, 2, 3. I say my number. You say your number. What?
Just go ahead. Just count us down.
All right. 3, 2, 1. 6 out of 10.
8.3.
Whoa!
Yeah.
No way. An 8.3?
Yeah. Wow, you thought I was going to hate this movie.
Yeah, because you texted me, bro, this movie is so long. Like, I was
No,
expecting
that wasn't
a
a complaint.
Negative.
That wasn't a complaint. That was more, I felt bad because I was late getting on the pod because I was still watching Tenet because it's very long.
No, you're good, bro. You're good.
Okay, I'll just jump into this. I am fresh off of Tenet. I just finished watching it like 20 minutes ago. So like, I am literally like, could not be any more fresh off of Tenet. 8.3. I really like this movie. I liked it a lot more than I originally did and a lot more than I thought I would. A little bit of backstory. So this movie came out in...
Don't you have a photo of the protagonist himself?
Oh, thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. I would have forgotten until like the end.
I remember because it's like one of my favorite images from the movie. So there he is.
It is such a striking shot in the movie. I remember when it hit, and I've seen this picture everywhere, and I was like, that's so dope.
Fire. All right, keep going.
Well, that kind of leads me into my first point. I'll real quick give a backstory, which is I saw this movie in theaters, actually, with a couple of my friends back when it came out, and it came out in 2020?
Yeah, during COVID.
Yeah. Okay. So 2020, I saw this movie, and I didn't know anything about it, just like it's the new Christopher Nolan movie. So went into it, and I was lost. I did not understand anything that was happening, and the mix was so unbelievably loud in that theater, which I know was like a widespread issue when this movie came out.
Yep.
It was so loud. It was honestly, it was an unpleasant experience for me. I did not enjoy myself. I went to sleep. I don't know if you do that, Cole.
I think I remember you saying you fell asleep in the theater, which
fell
is
asleep,
crazy.
bro, because I couldn't grasp on what was happening. It was so loud that I almost feel like my body just gave up. Like I went to sleep and woke up towards the end.
You went into a coma because of how loud it was.
Yes, bro. It was so
crazy.
Unbelievably loud in that theater. I remember it, bro. Yeah, it was not great. So I came out of it and I didn't even watch most of it, and I didn't like it, and it was just kind of like, what the heck is this? So later we start this pod and me and Cole talk about it, and Cole wanted me to watch this movie and give another chance and see if my opinions changed. So I started it last night. I was honestly kind of dreading watching it too, because I'm like, I'm not gonna understand it. I've seen Christopher Nolan talk about like this movie's not meant to be understood. It's meant to be like experienced and felt. And I'm like, brother,
that's kind of a hot take right there. I feel like you should be able to understand the movie. So sorry,
Chris
Nolan. We
Nolan
need to understand it. We need to understand it, Nolan. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's one of my points. So I was like, all right, it's late. I'm gonna just start the movie tonight. I'm gonna watch 30 minutes. Then I'm going to pick the rest up tomorrow before the pod. I ended up watching over an hour last night because I was pretty locked in. It honestly gripped me more than I thought it would. My first point that I wrote down while watching last night was just, this movie looks so good.
Yes, it does.
Visually, this movie is incredible. Like, is this the best looking movie ever made?
I mean, with that framing behind you of the protagonist in front of that blue wall, straight out of like the first time he was inverted.
Yeah.
The music, the sound design of everything being inverted, and then he's in front of that blue door. The cinematography in this movie was so good. So I'm glad you appreciate that.
Good. Cinematography was so good. The color grading, bro. I'm really into color grading.
Yeah.
I've noticed every like review I've been talking about color grading. I really value good color. And this movie just has such great color and cinematography. And this, I'm not saying 100%, but this could be the best looking movie I've ever seen, brother.
Wow, that's a take right there. I respect
this movie looks beautiful. Second point I wrote down is, why isn't John David Washington in more stuff?
Dude, that's a great question.
I don't think I've ever seen him in anything else besides this movie.
I've seen him in this TV show with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson called The Ballers. It's an HBO original. And he's like this really arrogant football player. And I think he does really well in that. But aside from this and Ballers, I can't really name any other credits. So yeah, I think he's a little underrated. He's Denzel Washington's son,
I'm
right?
Shocked. I believe he is, yeah.
Yeah, that's
makes
wild.
sense because he's great. I thought he was really great in this movie. I don't think the dialogue did him any favors. In this movie, I didn't think this movie actually had like the best dialogue.
I didn't think it was like sauce horrible. An hour ago.
Bro, I wrote that down. I wrote that line down because it was so cringe.
Yeah, I will say, this is probably Nolan's worst movie in terms of dialogue and exposition.
Yeah,
but keep going.
Yeah, I'm just surprised like Marvel hasn't bagged him or like some other big movie franchise. Yeah, I think he was really great. And I'm glad he's in this movie. I wrote down the line that I just referenced. It's a line in the movie. Don't try to understand it, feel it. And Nolan kind of talks about that in an interview, and I think he put that line in there to kind of tell the viewer, like, hey, don't waste your time trying to like map out this story. Just experience it. Which, honestly, having heard him talk about that going into this movie, I think that actually helped my experience a little.
Okay, that's weirdly enough, I can understand that. I can understand
because
that.
I didn't put like a ton of brain power into like trying to really follow every detail, and I tried to just let myself kind of experience whatever I could enjoy out of it, and I enjoyed it a good amount. I still think the movie was a little bit confusing for sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I could probably tell you like 15% of what the story actually was. There was entire sequences where I was like, yeah, I'm not really sure if I know what they're trying to do, but like I'm locked in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a fair take. I had to do a lot of YouTube deep dives, like splicing all three of the same scene together, where it's like normal,
interesting.
inverted. It's normal, inverted, and then there's another perspective going on, and then it shows them all happening at the same time, and that kind of puts it into perspective a little bit.
That's good.
But I don't think you should have to do that to understand a story. So that's a fair
100%
point.
agree with that.
That's a fair point.
Do you know who New Rockstars is? The YouTube channel?
No.
Okay. I know that Eric Voss from New Rockstars. Shout out to New Rockstars. They're like maybe my favorite YouTube channel ever, or one of them.
Wow.
But he did like a full deep dive into Tenet, and he did like what you're saying, like a full, like this video is like 2 or 3 hours of just like really breaking down the
maybe
story.
I watched this one. I probably watched this
you
one.
You might have. I watched part of it like maybe a year ago, but now that I've seen the movie again, I want to re-watch it, and maybe it'll help me. Like it might make me enjoy the movie even more. So
totally.
I wrote down, this movie's too loud, because it is. This movie's so loud, bro. I was watching this at like 11 last night with my baby asleep down the hall, and I had to keep the volume on like 2, bro, because the music would be blasting, but then we go to a dialogue scene and I have to turn it up, and then the movie would come, like the music would come back, and it's like, brother, just give me like a range and stay in it, you know?
It's interesting because he treats certain in-camera sound or sound, whatever, he treats it like music in its own sense. Like he treats dialogue like music. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, he does.
And I know there's a scene specifically whenever they're in the art building. I forget where that's at. I think they're in Tall Inn, and they're trying to steal something, and then like they have to like hold their breath and stuff. And the dialogue, you can't even understand the dialogue, but it's like its own sound. And he specifically commented that dialogue is just supposed to be an additional sound effect, which I think is cool, but it's also kind of annoying. So I get that.
For sure. I think that's annoying too. I wrote down, I ordered my hot sauce an hour ago. Really, I think all the humor in this movie is cringe, honestly.
It's pretty bad.
I could have just gone without it. Like, you don't have to make a movie like this funny to me.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And it was always from John David Washington. And I just thought it was cringy. Like, I should have wrote down the other ones. I didn't. But I don't know. I think dialogue-wise, I think Christopher Nolan didn't put too much effort into it, because he was probably putting so much effort into crafting the very complicated, complex like nature of this movie.
Totally.
So I think the movie suffered a little bit for that. I wrote down at one point, bro, I think I'm hooked.
Yo, where was this at?
I think that was within like the first 30 minutes, and that's why I ended up watching like an hour last night, because I was like, oh wow, like I think I'm like locked in, like I care about this.
Bro, want to know when I was locked in?
When?
The second the title card comes on, and
yes,
and the coloring of that scene.
Yes,
that is my second favorite shot. That might be my favorite shot of the movie, but the one right behind you is definitely like top 3.
Yeah.
But when he's laying on the ground and the cyanide pill's killing him, and then Tenet pops up and his eyes, I love that shot. So good. I was hooked from that moment.
Yeah, that was probably one of the moments I started locking in, because that was really cool. I wrote down Robert Pattinson has so much aura in this movie.
Yeah, he does.
Awesome.
Love him.
Is this movie what really made him like a movie star after Twilight?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Because this movie was pretty universally hated from the jump, aside from people like me who are psychopaths and watched it like 10 times to fully comprehend it.
Right.
It was not received well by most fans, even Christopher Nolan fans. So I don't know what movies kind of elevated Robert Pattinson, but in the past 6 years, bro has leveled up. But keep going.
Let me re-say it. I think this is like the first like movie of this level of quality. Because his quality of movies that he shows up in now is like another level. He's not in just your average movie. Like he's really only in good movies.
We can segue back to this, but I just want to look.
Yeah,
since we're here,
I wrote down. Was that plane crash real? Was that shot in camera when it 100%. Goes through that terminal?
Yep.
Wow.
They filmed it with like 9 IMAX cameras. One of them got broke, but it was one take. And it was filmed on like a bunch of cameras.
That's so crazy, dude. Because I know that he pretty much only does in camera. Like, he doesn't really do CGI.
Yeah.
So when I watched that, I was like, there's no way that's real. That's crazy.
Crazy.
I wrote down, this is more of a question, which I feel like you probably know the answer to. Everything that's in reverse, did they, like, shoot it and then reverse it?
This was the very first IMAX film reel that you could record backwards, I believe. So this was legendary technology.
Recorded it backwards?
I don't understand it, but they filmed it backwards. Don't try to understand
Christopher Nolan invented time travel for this movie.
I remember it was legendary because he found a way to record it, like something to do with the film reel. You record it backwards.
What?
I don't have much more information than that, but it was almost as legendary as filming black and white IMAX film for Oppenheimer.
Wow, interesting. I wrote down if the chronology of something is inverted, right? Because that's kind of the concept here is that they can take an item or I guess even people and reverse the chronology. They're not sending time backwards, but you can send someone or something backwards.
Yeah.
I think that
sounds right.
I think so. If you let something go backwards long enough, would it just go back to like its creation? It's just like a question I had. Like if I put a person backwards, would they turn into a baby eventually?
No, they themselves wouldn't. They're moving. This is tough because that's a good point. It's the inversion. You are inverting yourself through time.
Yeah.
So the world to you is moving forward still, but you're moving backwards. But there's still a version of you that is moving forwards when you're in the inverted timeline. So
okay, that makes sense.
I don't know how to fully explain it, but that's without thinking too much. That's my thought.
Okay, got it. I wrote down, this might be the best looking movie I've ever seen, or just my favorite looking movie. I'm not saying 100%, but like, there was not a single shot in this movie that didn't look amazing. I wrote down another cringe line. The guy was like patting him down, and he was like, "Where I'm from, you buy me dinner first."
He says, "Easy, feller." That's the line before that. "Easy, feller. Where I'm from, you buy me dinner first." Yeah.
Just stop. Just stop, bro. Stop with this. Stop making jokes, bro, in this movie.
I think I know why. It's because the protagonist is such a bland character with zero reason for you to care about him. I think they have to add some type of humor to make him relatable, but it came across so cringy.
Totally. I agree with that. And let's get into that. So John David Washington is awesome, but this character is like nothing. And
he's boring.
Yeah, he's boring. And I appreciated the fact that he is a good person. You know? Like there was so many moments when he didn't have to he didn't have to help the blonde lady. But he does, and he like will risk everything to like save her son, and also they're risking everything to save the world. Which, I mean, that's not really selfless, but I would say saving the lady in that whole arc is selfless, and I like that he's a good person like that.
Yeah.
But why? Like, why is he doing any of this? Why? Like, what are his motivations? You kind of just don't know anything about him.
Just because you're a spy character doesn't mean you should be nameless.
Yeah, and that made me think he's basically a video game character.
That's so true. He's a video game character.
Like an avatar, like someone that you're just kind of experiencing the story through. So, I mean, the movie has enough going on, so it's okay, but like I think I would have maybe been like a little more hooked if like he was really compelling.
Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is.
That's a good point.
And this really brings me to my biggest kind of thoughts on the movie is, one, I don't think it's possible for Christopher Nolan to make a bad movie. So, like, anytime we're going to talk about a Christopher Nolan movie, I don't think the word bad will ever really come out of our mouth. I do feel like this movie was kind of just him, like, being a little bit, and I'm not saying this in a bad way, but a little bit self-indulgent. It's just like I think this was just kind of a creative exercise for him to kind of just show everyone like what he's capable of, you know? Like
Yeah, that's a fair point. I can agree with that.
Like,
It's like,
and it's really good. He's capable of like incredible things. It's not like he's not capable of great things, but this isn't like just a kind of. This isn't like a normal great movie that like most people can kind of grab onto. It's like, no, I'm just gonna kind of confuse everyone with like complicated.
Yeah.
Logic.
Here's my thoughts. I feel like this is probably a movie that he's had in his head for like 10, 20 years, and he sees it crystal clear.
Yeah.
Trying to translate that to film is extremely difficult.
Yeah.
And this is probably a passion project for him. So he's like, I'm filming this whether or not I can do it right. And I think he feels like he did it right. Obviously, I think he did a great job. But I feel like any rational person would be like, maybe this isn't going to work out well. I don't know how to translate it, but he really tried to push the envelope on it, and he did push the envelope, even if it's really confusing. So I just don't think he was willing to kill this darling.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I agree. And I'm not saying he should have, because, I mean, listen, it's a cool movie. It's really good. It's really complex. It's definitely on, like, another level just in terms of craft. Like, the craft that went into making this movie, I can't even really comprehend. And it's definitely like a huge accomplishment, and it's really great. Steelbook. Oh, with the little thing?
Yeah.
Tell me about the thing. What is the circle?
Guys, I love Tenet. And I know I'm kind of flaming it right now, but I love Tenet with all my heart. This right here is Neil's, Robert Pattinson's little token thing. And I think the entire point of this movie, or of this token, is to show you, in the beginning, a man who has a backpack with this token on it goes and dies. He sacrifices himself for the protagonist and dies. And it flashes this. Well, at the end of the movie, you find out who has this token. Robert Pattinson. That's the whole point of the token.
So
yeah,
in
he died.
In his future, he will eventually sacrifice himself for his friend.
Because at the very end of the movie, whenever he's like, I'm going to go do another pass. I got some stuff to do. That's Robert Pattinson. And that's when we see the token on his backpack. And then...
Whoa. And that's why he gave him the thing back.
Yeah. And then he says, this was the beginning of a real friendship. Or whatever. I forget what the line is. This is going to be the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And that's the most character we get from John David Washington, because he's sad. Because
one of the best scenes in the movie, in my opinion.
Because for him, he's going to die. He sees his buddy about to die, and he doesn't get to live that friendship with him, even though in the future they are friends. It's really confusing, but that's the most humanity we see, and I love it. And this token, the second I saw the movie, I was like, I need this token. This movie was also my introduction to Christopher Nolan. I wasn't a huge Nolan fan. That's why I love it so much. I knew about Christopher Nolan, but Ben was like, bro, this new movie's coming out. It's called Tenet. It's a spy espionage movie. And I wasn't super into Christopher Nolan at that point. I'd seen Interstellar in theaters, but I didn't appreciate it when I was a kid. And Tenet was like my first Christopher Nolan IMAX movie.
Wow.
So when I went to see it, I was blown away, because this was like when I was getting into film.
Right.
And I bought that movie. That was my first steelbook, so I started collecting steelbooks. All of that.
Wow,
so I love Tenet.
Cool. So this movie holds a special place in your heart.
And I understand the gripes, but I also love it. And the music. We didn't talk about the music. Ludwig's score.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful, because that was his split from Hans Zimmer. He wasn't using Hans Zimmer anymore because he was doing Dune, and he brought in Ludwig. And Ludwig is also Childish Gambino's producer.
Yes.
So I was like, I was super locked. I was locked, and then he does this, and Rainy Nights in Tallinn, the first song for the opera scene, 10 minutes of just bliss to the title card. Oh, cooked. Oh, so good. So I love
And backstory, Cole and I are big Donald Glover, Childish Gambino fans. We have been since we were kids.
Yeah.
So we've been to his concerts together, or one concert, and he's canceled on us. Thanks,
Rip.
Gambino, for that. But
Rip.
So we've known who Ludwig is for a long time. We've been fans of him. So this was this really when he kind of stepped into film? I mean, he did The Mandalorian, which was a show before this, but I feel like this was like him stepping into that in a big way.
Yeah, because he did the soundtrack on Community. That's where him and Donald met.
Oh, yeah.
So
You're right.
I think Mandalorian and Tenet were some of his first scores, like on the silver screen. So
yeah, and then he went into doing Oppenheimer.
Yep.
And he's doing the Odyssey. So Ludwig's the GOAT. I did write that down. The music is like a huge character in this movie. I feel like it has such a presence that, like you were saying earlier, it literally in some scenes is as loud or louder than the dialogue.
Yep.
But yeah, I think the line of "Don't try to understand it, feel it."
Yeah.
In my opinion, is the only way to enjoy this movie. At least for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
If I were trying to understand this movie, I would say this is a bad movie because, like, there's no character stuff to grab onto, mostly. The logic is very confusing, and you probably have to go watch a YouTube video that's hours long to understand it. But if you just try to feel it and, like, just kind of enjoy what's on screen, it's awesome. Like, it's locked in, and you don't even have to understand it. And only Christopher Nolan can do that in that way, you know? Like, anything he puts on screen is just another level, and I love being within Christopher Nolan's imagination. I love experiencing, like, his art. And Christopher Nolan is the GOAT. He is probably my favorite director, but I'm also a hypocrite because I have not seen all of his movies, and I need
How many have you seen, Caleb?
I counted before this because we're going to rank. I think I've only fully seen 4 of his movies.
Yikes, bro has like 8 or 9, maybe 10 movies.
I know. Once we see the Odyssey this week, that'll be 5. So there's that. But 2 things can be true at once. Everything I've seen from him makes him my favorite, but I also have not seen his full filmography, and maybe we'll make that a series or some kind of segment on this pod where we go back and watch stuff from him. But I love Christopher Nolan, man.
It's funny because you're a film bro, but you're also the opposit of a film bro at the exact same time. Like 100%. It cancels out your film bro.
I am Tenet.
Yo!
I'm Tenet, bro.
Dude, that's so true.
Whoa. I am not a film bro and a film bro. And it doesn't make sense. You can't understand it, but you can feel it. You can feel me.
I'll feel you.
Yeah, and something I really like about this movie is honestly just the whole, I don't know, paradoxical nature of this movie. Even the title Tenet, is the same word forwards and backwards.
It's a palindrome.
Yes, bro. And everything about this movie is that. It's Tenet. It's forwards, it's backwards, it's colliding, it's happening at the same time. And the way it's shot is that way. The story is structured that way. The second half of the movie, they start kind of going back to earlier in the movie. Like, it's literally all Tenet. And Christopher Nolan is a genius. And this movie is almost just like a puzzle, you know? It's like a really fun puzzle game thing to experience. But it's not like a normal movie, and you know, it will never fully be appreciated, but it's great art.
Dude, you don't know how... I just started thinking about it. I'm so happy that you liked it because you flamed me for liking it for so long.
I did flame you.
And I couldn't even deny it, but now that I have a homie who likes Tenet as much as me, I want to go rewatch it now because I just remembered the scene in the hallway where they're fighting and he's fighting himself, and then he rips the helmet off and he sees that it's him. I'm like, oh, I need to go back and rewatch it. Tenet,
you know what got
holds
me?
A special spot.
You know what got me? The whole car sequence where they have the orange case and he ends up giving the bad guy the case so that he doesn't kill his wife. Yeah. And then there's that gray car in the middle, and you don't know in the first pass of that scene like anything about that gray car. They're just kind of in the action with it. And then to find out later that that's him in the middle car interfering with himself. Dude, so sick. I love that stuff. I love it.
Yeah, and that scene alone has one of my favorite songs. I just had to look it up because I couldn't remember the exact verbiage. It's called Trucks in Place, and it's the second that all five of the vehicles get in formation, and then they surround one of the vehicles and they steal the device from it, and then it creates that whole sequence. Yeah. Oh, I remember scenes based on the music. It's so good.
Yes. And so then my only other, I think, note on the movie is I really liked the female lead character. I don't know the actress's name. Kat?
Her character's name is Catherine.
Character's name is
but
Kat.
I don't know her actor name.
I think the actress is great. She killed it in this role. I really enjoyed her character. I feel like that story was kind of the only character driven stuff in the movie. It really worked for me. Her and her son and that whole storyline. I think the bad guy got interesting later as we found out about his cancer and all that. I think some of his motivation was a little generic, like, oh, if I'm going to die, everyone's going to die, whatever. I'm a genius. You're a madman. Or am I don't know what the line was, or am I a genius? Like, a little generic, but I think it was cool. I also was really shocked to find out that she is the other woman.
Oh, that was wild. That was wild.
And it also
100%.
made sense. He didn't cheat on her, and that wasn't really who he was. He loved her, even if he was like
horrible,
the devil.
Yeah.
He loved her. He never cheated on her, even though he shot her and all this different stuff.
That's facts, bro. I need to reevaluate. I need to watch again. So good.
Yeah, I could go on and on about little things that I liked and noticed, but yeah, that's my review, my review of Tenet 8.3. This movie's awesome. It's not perfect, but anything Christopher Nolan is on another level from everything else.
Dude, that's so sick. I'm so glad that you liked it. That makes me feel so good. I hate that you had to watch it without subtitles, which is my fault.
I would love to watch it again with subtitles because I have no idea a lot of what they were saying.
Watching it without subtitles is pretty difficult. But also, you watched it extremely compressed on my server, so you didn't even get the full coloring, 4K mastering.
It looked good, so that's surprising.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, this might be the best looking movie I've ever seen. So, I don't know. I'll have to rewatch it on like an actual streaming service, or maybe I can watch it on your Steelbook at some point. But
oh, heck yeah, bro. Dude, I love that. Well, that's Caleb's review on Tenet 8.3. I love that. I love that for you.
What's your score? Do you have a score for Tenet?
I'm going to give it... I haven't thought about it. I'm going to give it maybe an 8.5 to 9.
Okay.
Like, it's not... We'll get into that. Because this perfectly segues into the Nolan ranking.
Yes.
So, since Caleb has only seen 4, which is kind of funny that we're doing a ranking for it, we're only going to rank the top 3. And there's a lot of Christopher Nolan movies. He has the Dark Knight trilogy. He has, I don't want to name them all off, but he has a lot of films.
Yeah.
And it's hard to rank them because they're all so different, and he's evolved as a filmmaker.
Yes.
But if I was going to do my top 3 rankings, this is where I would do it. My top 3 rankings for Christopher Nolan's filmography up to this point. Should I do it backwards or should I do it forwards?
Give me 3, 2, 1.
Okay, great. For my Christopher Nolan film ranking, in 3rd place is going to be The Prestige. Christopher Nolan's insane cat and mouse villain versus villain. I don't even know how to describe it because it's like this feud between these two guys who are both like magicians, and I haven't seen it in like a year, so I'm like blanking on the exact plot things that happen. But that film has one of the greatest twists I've ever seen in my life. Have you seen The Prestige?
I started it. I haven't finished it.
That's okay.
I want to finish it.
Dude, Prestige is one of my favorites. It was really hard for me to narrow down my top 3 anyways, so the 3rd place is really hard. But The Prestige is just phenomenal. Christian Bale, and Hugh Jackman, they both crush their performances, the rivalry that they have throughout the entire film, the characters, the relationships that they have on screen, the writing. This is one of his best scripts I think he's ever written. And I'm not even sure he wrote it, which is probably why it's as good as it is, because respectfully, Nolan doesn't do the best writing. It's usually Jonathan, his brother, that does the best writing for him, as we've seen with Tenet. I wonder if Jonathan wrote Tenet? Who wrote Tenet? I think it was Christopher Nolan. It was just Christopher Nolan himself. But The Prestige is great. I love The Prestige. In number 2, this was really hard for me to choose the second position, but I'm putting Interstellar in number 2. And I know that's probably a hot take because that's probably everybody's number 1, but I'll get into why it's not. Interstellar is a phenomenal film. The music, the story, the visuals, everything about Interstellar is peak. It is basically tied with my number 1 pick. But the reason I'm putting it in number 2 is because my number 1 is Memento. Christopher Nolan's second feature film, his first official one, I would say that he had like with a crazy budget with real actors. Memento is so indie, but it's very well done for the low budget that it had. It starred Guy Pearce, Carrie Ann Moss, who was in The Matrix, and Joe Pantoliano. 3 huge actors, but they weren't super huge back then whenever this movie was released. It's gritty. It has a lot of style to it. The backwards storytelling, basically telling the entire story in this short-term memory fatigue. He doesn't remember anything. He writes notes on himself, and then he gets confused about the notes that he writes on himself. He keeps learning pieces of the puzzle backwards. Damn. Guy Pearce alone, he crushed his performance. Memento itself is truly what I think Christopher Nolan is all about. Once he got a bigger budget, he started making these crazy spectacles. But the reason I put Memento so high is because of the low budget that he did it with, the insane story he was able to convey, and the fact that it was such an original idea, and he pulled off the twist at the end. Because the story is slowly unfolding, but backwards. And you're like, why did this even happen in the first place? Characters you think are good or bad, characters you think are bad or good. It's so well put together. And wow. It's a great film. I love Memento. I would watch Memento right now if I could, but I have to watch Tenet, so I'm going to watch that instead. But yeah, I love Memento, and I think that's one of the best films he's ever done. As you could tell, Tenet didn't make it in the top 3.
Wow.
I understand the problems with Tenet. I really do. But it's in number 4, tied with Oppenheimer. I love Oppenheimer. I thought, objectively, I think Oppenheimer is one of the best movies he's ever done, just for the scale that he was able to do, the story that he was able to convey. I love the production of it. Bro detonated a freaking nuke. What? That movie was dope. Cillian Murphy crushed it.
Yeah.
I love that movie. But Tenet's tied with Oppenheimer. They get the honorable mention, but since we're doing top 3, number 1, Memento, number 2, Interstellar, number 3, The Prestige.
All right. Nice, dude. I haven't seen 2 out of 3 of those movies. I need to see Memento and Prestige. Like I said, we'll figure out something. I want to watch these movies. Cole's helping me learn some movies that I need to see. Cool. That's a good ranking. Interstellar's far too low. So for my top 3 Christopher Nolan movies, in third place, I went back and forth on this one. Even just now, I was thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't know. I think I'm going to say The Dark Knight.
Okay, respect.
But it was competing with Tenet in my mind.
Okay, fair.
So, I actually just watched The Dark Knight like as an adult for the first time since I was a kid, because I watched as a kid and didn't really care about it. I just rewatched it a couple months ago with my brother Joey, and he was like, "You gotta watch it." So I watched it, and The Dark Knight is great. I've said this before. I think it's overrated. I'm not trying to be like rage baity when I say that. I actually do think that,
Yeah.
when you have like Matt Reeves the Batman, that's just like another level of Batman character and storytelling. But The Dark Knight is definitely one of the most iconic movies ever and legendary movies ever. It's great. Heath Ledger's Joker. I mean, that's like, to me, what makes that movie so special.
100%.
I think you take Heath Ledger's Joker out, I think the movie would actually be pretty generic. I'm not saying it wouldn't be good. I'm just saying it would be a little bit bland and it would not be so special. Heath Ledger's Joker, that performance and his story, I just, there's nothing I can say that hasn't already been said about it. It's amazing. The bank heist scene in the beginning is so sick. I would say the hospital sequence where he blows up the hospital, the gala scene, you know what I'm talking about? Where he threatens the girl.
Oh, Maggie Gyllenhaal?
Yeah. That's really good. And then even just how he made Batman choose between saving Rachel and what was the other thing?
Harvey.
Saving Rachel and saving Harvey, and then Rachel ends up dying. Like that was rough.
Yep.
And this movie's iconic. I do think it has some cringe in it. I think Christian Bale's Batman voice is so cringe. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm Batman.
I think it's cringe. I don't know. I think, again, I love Heath Ledger's Joker. I also think it's been over memed to the point where there was little moments where I was like, this just feels so memey to me.
You're talking about the Joker, the character?
Yeah, just like people doing impersonations on the internet and stuff like that.
Okay. I guess
I don't know.
I haven't seen a lot of that, so
yeah,
I'll take your word for
that's
it. That's
probably just a me thing. But again, Dark Knight's great. Tenet was close with competing with it, but you can't deny what they did with The Dark Knight. And
100%.
I don't think Tenet deserves to be there also over Dark Knight because, again, I just said in my review, like, I didn't even fully understand that movie, and I think as cool of a movie as it was, it lacked a lot of what makes like a movie really great to me. So
you've also only seen 4 Christopher Nolan movies, so I'd be shocked if Tenet was in your top 3.
That's enough. Now, next, number 2 on my Christopher Nolan ranking is Oppenheimer.
Okay,
dude,
great pick.
I adore Oppenheimer. I think it is one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life, dude. I think this movie, I don't know, it made a lot of money and it was really big when it came out. I don't see people talking about it as much anymore, but like I think it should be talked about because I think it's just like so amazing. Me and Cole saw Oppenheimer together on opening night on Barbenheimer Day.
Barbenheimer.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Man, I just think I think Christopher Nolan wrote this movie amazing, like in an amazing way. Sometimes his writing can be rough. Not in this movie, in my opinion. I think this movie is like
he had source material. He had good source material.
He had good source material, dude. It was amazing. Cillian Murphy, bro, as Oppenheimer, dude, just delivers like an insane performance.
Yeah.
Emily Blunt, Matt Damon, like all these characters were so incredible, dude. And yeah, I mean, it's. I think Christopher Nolan took. I think what he learned from Tenet. And I think he took the response from Tenet and actually like applied that feedback. And I think he made a movie that could have also been very hard to understand or abstract. And he made it like where he made a good audience movie, even though it's like half black and white, a biopic, and there's no action. And he made kind of a blockbuster out of it while also making like an prestige Oscar winning movie out of it. So, anyways, I adore this movie. I think it is amazing, and that's my number 2. My number 1, come on, it's Interstellar. Are you kidding me? There's no Interstellar coming in second place on my list because
shut up,
dude. How could you put it so low, dog?
You haven't seen Memento. You cannot judge my list if you haven't seen every Christopher Nolan film. I'm sorry.
Bro, you cannot deny Interstellar's motion, dog.
I am not denying it. Did I ever say it was worse than Memento? No. I said Memento captures more for the low budget and the grittiness All of that. I don't have to get into it again. Keep going.
You know what? I'll give my opinion on that after I see Memento. But dude,
okay.
Interstellar, bro. This movie is my second or third favorite movie of all time. I think this movie is incredible, dude.
Yeah.
It is so beautiful. Matthew McConaughey, dude. I wish he was in more stuff because the performance he delivers in this movie is insane. It is so beautiful, dude. The score of this movie is the best score ever put to screen, in my opinion.
Beautiful.
Dude, the way they use that score is insane. I think Christopher Nolan strikes the right balance of time travel, like complicated time travel stuff, but it's also like understandable to the average viewer. And the way they use time is so beautiful in this movie.
Yeah.
And I think it's incredible. Can you hear that vacuum?
No.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the way they use time in this movie is absolutely incredible. And man, the scene of him watching his children just grow up through video is absolutely heartbreaking, and the performance that McConaughey delivers is amazing.
Yep.
Interstellar is incredible, and I've never even seen it in theaters, and I love it this much. So that's my number one Christopher Nolan movie, Interstellar. It's the GOAT, and I hope he surpasses it, but I don't know if he ever will.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's the emotional performance and the music and the cinematic journey that you're taking on.
Yes.
It's hard to top Interstellar. It is hard to top Interstellar.
Hard. Bro, have you seen the reactions to the Odyssey, though?
What do you mean, like?
The critic reactions? Because
I have not
gotten to see it.
I have not. Are they glazing it?
They are saying it's a masterpiece, brother. They are saying it's like one of the most insane, amazing movies they've ever seen.
Wow.
Yes.
That gives me some hope.
Yeah, bro. So this movie could be in the conversation of top 3, with
I hope
reviews
so.
like that.
I hope so, man. I've been a little nervous about the Odyssey. I don't know why. It's so star-studded. The internet doesn't seem to like it, and I'm really trying to get away from the internet.
Yeah,
and
there's all these controversies and stuff.
I'm really trying to get away from public opinion on that. I don't even really care what the critics are saying. I want to get to a point where I can pretty much go in blind after seeing a trailer, but that's almost impossible with the amount of discourse there is online about it. I mean, even from people like us who are talking about it, but I don't like being negative. So
for sure.
I genuinely don't know where it's going to land. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on where we're going to go with Odyssey?
Yeah, I don't really feel that way. I'm super excited for this movie. I mean, it's in my top 3 most anticipated for the year. It might be the best movie that comes out this year.
I hope so.
I mean, it looks amazing. And I hear what you're saying about the star-studded cast, but here's why that doesn't concern me, because Oppenheimer was too. I would argue that Oppenheimer was more star-studded than this movie.
And I had that thought while you were listing off like Matt Damon, Emily Blunt. I was like, wait, Oppenheimer did it exactly the same.
Yes.
So
Florence Pugh, Robert Downey Jr.
But it didn't feel that way watching Oppenheimer. So that's actually a really good point. The problem is it's super noticeable in the trailer. It's extremely noticeable. You have Tom Holland, you have Matt Damon, you have Robert Pattinson, you have Elliot Page, you have Anne Hathaway, all blockbuster names. And maybe that's just, again, because everyone's highlighting those points. But these aren't like Greek actors like Troy had in it. And everyone's like praising Troy for hiring Greek actors and trying to keep it in the period, right? You know what I mean? Like it's
I would not be excited if that were the case, though.
With what do you mean?
Like if it was like all Greek actors and they were like speaking a different language, I would not be excited for this movie.
Well, I don't think they speak Greek in the entire movie. What I mean is like their Greek heritage.
Oh, okay.
It's like it makes more logical sense than just seeing freaking Good Will Hunting as Odysseus. You know what I mean?
I feel that.
But
I get what you're saying, but I kind of I don't know. I like the idea that Nolan is catering this to American audiences, and I think I think he's trying to make $1 billion movie. I don't know, I think he toes the line really well of making a hit and making like the most amazing movie I've ever seen that's very prestigious. I think he did that with Oppenheimer. Oppenheimer made like $900 million, almost $1 billion movie.
Yeah.
Right, which is no small feat, while also bringing home Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best everything, Best Supporting Actor. So I appreciate the fact like they're not even doing accents in the movie; they're doing like American accents, and I don't know. I have no problem with it.
But you don't think that since it's a period piece, they should be catering to the actual dialect of that time? Like accents-wise? You don't think so? I
don't. Because,
okay.
Again, I think he's trying to make it palatable towards modern audiences. I think it's the lesson he learned from Tenet.
Yeah.
He did not make that movie palatable towards audiences. He made the movie he set out to make, but not in a way that I think the masses enjoyed. So for me, I believe in him in the sense that I think he can write a period piece, amazing movie that's shot amazing while also making it palatable towards, the
everyone.
world, or at least like America. I mean, dude, that's where most of your box office, or not most, but a lot of your box office numbers are going to come from.
That's a pretty good way to put it. I haven't thought about it that way. And don't get me wrong, I'm not excited for Odyssey.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get out of this internet thing that I've been so sucked into.
Right.
Because I'm horrible about it. And that's something I need to get better with. That's why I'm so happy that we're doing these re-reviews on the pod, because some of the takes I have are not good. Because
we all know that, pal.
Hey. Last Jedi versus that. Toy Story 3. We are not discussing that again.
Bro. All right, keep going.
But, I'm trying to get past that. And I hate the fact that I already have these internet people in my brain about Odyssey. So I'm just trying to completely cleanse that palate.
I feel
really trying to cleanse that palate. But at this point, my palate isn't cleansed because it's already wormed into my brain. So I'm working really hard on it. But I'm super excited for it because there's nothing like seeing a Christopher Nolan in IMAX. There's nothing like seeing it. And I'm almost positive, like there's a 99.9% chance of this happening. I get in that theater, I have my Coke, the screen pops up, I see the word syncope. I'm going to forget everything I heard online because I'm predicting the movie's going to start with a boom, and we're going to be on the water, on the raft, and we're going to hear that crazy ocean. If I hear that underneath the syncope logo,
you're cooked. You're in.
I forget everything. I forget everything I heard online.
Yeah,
Christopher Nolan is the GOAT. I'm ready to lock in. That's what's going to happen.
The movie.
That's what's going to happen. So I'm super stoked for that. I'm just really trying to stay positive about it because Oppenheimer was a masterpiece. Yep. Oppenheimer was next level filmmaking.
Yes.
So for my thoughts where this movie's going to rank, because me and Caleb discussed like blind ranking it before it even drops, I think it's going to land underneath. I think this movie's going to be somewhere from The Prestige and then Oppenheimer. It's going to be somewhere in there. Those three are going to be fighting for me on my personal list. It's going to be Memento, Interstellar, The Prestige, Oppenheimer, Odyssey. And the Odyssey, I think the Odyssey personally is going to be underneath Oppenheimer.
Right.
But there's a chance it could be above Oppenheimer.
I feel the exact same way. And I'm not putting my expectations that it's going to be better than Oppenheimer. Expectations are a huge part of like a movie watching experience. Mm-hmm. Don't blow your expectations out of the water that this is going to be the best movie you've ever seen. And then maybe it will be. But if you kind of tell yourself that, it's probably going to fall short of that. That's why I hate that in like movie culture. Every movie that comes out, the people who made it and the people who star in it are like, this is the best movie I've ever been a part of. This is going to blow everyone's minds. It's like, bro, you are setting yourself up for failure. You know who's really bad about that? James Gunn. every time he releases a new project that he's directed, he says, "Oh, I think this is the best thing I've ever done yet. Just wait." Bro, you are setting yourself up for failure because now you're setting everyone's expectations here.
Yeah.
And then all it's going to do is be negative in comparison to that. Where if you say, you know what, I'm really excited about this movie, I'm really proud of it, people kind of have whatever expectations, and then maybe they'll land here. And maybe it'll actually be more of a positive response.
You can't oversell it, but I also think you have to act like it's the best thing you've ever done, especially since you're fresh off of it.
I agree. I just think expectation management is very important. And I think if I go into the Odyssey and I'm like, this is going to be the best Christopher Nolan movie and the most insane thing ever, it could disappoint me. But if I go in and I'm just like, you know what, I don't think it's going to be as good as like Oppenheimer or Interstellar, but I think it's going to be up there, then who knows? I think I'll have a better time.
Yeah, but I don't think that's the director's fault for overhyping his newest project.
I
think it's the viewer.
So.
I think it's the viewer's fault. I think the viewer takes a lot of responsibility in that because if you set unrealistic expectations in your mind for, let's say, Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, right? It's been 10 years since Grand Theft Auto 5 or however long. Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out, and you're like, this is going to be the best game ever. I cannot wait. Rockstar has said it's going to be the best game ever. You know, I'm so excited. And then you play it and it sucks. That's on you for getting yourself super hype about it. Because obviously Rockstar wants to sell the game. Obviously, they want you to buy the game. This has been anticipated for so many years. That's not their fault because they're proud of what they made. Or they are trying to sell the game they just made, so they have to overhype it. I think it's completely on the viewer at that point.
I don't think it's I think it's, I would say like 60, 70% on the viewer. I think 100%, like no matter what the promotion says or anything, you have to tell yourself, all right, don't put your expectations too high for it, right?
Yeah.
But I also think that, you know, you shouldn't go around overhyping something. I think you can sell it without always saying this is the best thing I've ever done, because I think people trust your word. They look up to you and respect you, so that's gonna play a part in their mind. You know?
Okay, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair point.
Yeah.
I think it's still more on the viewer. I think it's more on the viewer. But I agree that every Christopher Nolan movie is not on the same level. So if McConaughey was in this movie and he said, this is the best movie I've ever done, I'd be like, no, Interstellar, peak.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think I get what you're saying. It kind of invalidates all the other movies that they've done too, which is something that I don't like when a director or an actor says that, or a musician. I don't love it when musicians say, this is my favorite album.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're fresh off of the recency bias. You got to give it some time. But like, what about your masterpiece that you made 5 years ago?
Right,
that
exactly.
Everyone loves. Like, are we invalidating that now? And now you're setting me up for even more unrealistic expectations. I think you're convincing me. You're actually changing my mind right now.
I tell you, bro. And it is still on you, I think, at the end of the day, to put your expectations aside. But, you know, if the artist is like hyping something up to that extent, like it's going to get in your mind.
Totally. So, I can agree with that.
And not to say that I don't think anyone's doing that with this movie. I don't even think Christopher Nolan has said, like, this is the best movie I've ever done or anything. But I just think, in general, you have to temper your expectations. So I feel like my expectations for this movie are at a good place. I expect it to be one of the best movies I see this year. I don't expect it to be the best movie I've ever seen. Yeah,
I agree. All I'm going to say about that is the first trailer we saw when Bro's sitting on that life raft, on that plank in the middle of the ocean, in the color, the deep blue water, the sound design. Oh,
cinema.
I was ready to go. And then I heard what the internet was saying, bro. We just need to ban all podcasts. We need to ban all film critics. We need to ban everyone. Like, let's just end our channel now.
Just end it.
We can't be part of the cogs. We can't be another cog.
But at the same time, I do agree with what you were saying, though, that at the end of the day, you got to take ownership over your own mindset, because something like this, like a podcast where people are talking about movies, can be fun just to have a community that talks about things we're passionate about. But if you let that kind of like define your experiences, you're putting too much weight in it.
It's hard to get out of. I'm trying to get out of that right now. So
like something I've started doing. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, like, that's actively what I am doing. And I'm trying to express that I'm getting out of that right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to be a product of the internet that just takes in every single input possible and forms my opinion off that. So
I feel that.
Form your own opinion.
I stopped watching reviews to movies before I see it. If I am like 100%, I know I'm going to see it. If that makes sense. Like,
that makes total sense.
Like the Odyssey, I saw critic reactions that just showed up on my Twitter. But if, say, the Odyssey reviews drop, I'm not going to watch it until after I watch the Odyssey because I don't need the reviews to convince me to see it. I'm going to see it.
Yeah.
All it's going to do is start to form my opinion for me, which I don't want. So I'm going to wait. And then, because I enjoy hearing people talk about this stuff, I'm going to go watch it after I see the movie.
Yeah, I think for me, I don't watch a lot of film reviews. I just listen to people in my sphere or on Reddit. Reddit's horrible. Don't go on Reddit. Reddit's the worst.
Yeah.
Reddit's the worst place you can go because they're so negative there. Yeah. And I have a love-hate relationship with Reddit. I've probably told you 10 times I've downloaded and deleted Reddit. I hate Reddit.
Yep.
It's good, but it's also horrible, and I've probably seen way too many negative comments about the Odyssey. It's like, Odyssey trailer drops. I don't even need to go in the comment section anymore because I know what people are going to be saying. Bruh, why is Matt Damon in this? Why does Tom Holland say, my dad's coming home? You know, all of those things. I just need to avoid that for me.
Right.
And that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm really going to lock in on trying to do that because when Seth Rogen's new movie, The Invite, comes out, I have to be ready to lock in on that.
Bro's the number one Invite fan of all time, bro. Are they paying you?
Seth Rogen?
Are they stooping down this low to pay two reviewers who literally barely have a following yet because that's how desperate they are to get the word out?
I don't know what you're talking about. They're only paying me.
Oh, that's true. They're not paying me. You
haven't said
this freaking movie.
You haven't said one good word about The Invite. I've said something about The Invite in every podcast that we've filmed.
Stop talking about The Invite. All right. So, I think we can close with this because we kind of talked about the Odyssey. Why don't we move on to Cole's? Oh, wait. We still have Dune 3. I forgot about Dune 3.
We'll get into that.
Let's do Dune 3 now, right?
Great. Let's do it, bro.
All right. Let's jump in. We're going to react to Timmy's new movie, Dune 3. Dune Part 3?
Paul Atreides is going to lock in with a shaved head.
Yeah. As Cole pulls this up, I'll say for me, I enjoy the Dune movies. Cole and I have talked about it. We both feel like one isn't really complete without two. I think two's really good. I think one's good too. I have felt like these movies are a little bit overrated. I respect if you enjoy them. I just don't feel like they're like the best movies of all time. Like I feel like some people kind of
yikes.
I feel like people overglaze it a little bit, but they're good, and I'm excited for the new one.
Yeah, I will say Dune Part 1 is dope. Dune Part 2 is nothing without or Dune Part 1 is nothing without Dune Part 2. They are a companion piece. I came out of that with that opinion on Dune 1. I was like, this felt like a setup for the second movie, and I don't think any movie should do that.
Yeah.
But also, I hate it when they decide to split a movie in half. I do not like that. I think that's just to get more money out of people.
Yeah.
And I don't understand the logistics behind the scenes of how you do that, but the first movie dragged on. So, without further ado, let's watch this Dune trailer, bro. I'm going to put this on full screen.
They're idiots for going against Doomsday.
Is that on the same weekend? I forgot.
It's on the same day, brother.
Oh, that's right. That's rough.
They're idiots.
That's rough. Why would they do such a thing?
They should not go against Doomsday. Doomsday's going to destroy it, whether Doomsday is good or bad.
Yeah. This is more for like the film bros. Doomsday is for like everybody.
Totally, so brother.
They're getting cooked.
They're getting cooked. That's already...
Yeah.
There's no world it doesn't. It looks really good. What do you think?
I think it looks awesome. I'm intrigued to see where the story goes because the second movie wrapped up pretty much that entire storyline of Paul Atreides and the Harkonnens, and he kills what's his name?
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. He kills Austin Butler, and then him and Zendaya are having problems because he's like turning into a tyrant. So I'm very intrigued. Yeah, like there's all kinds of stuff going on there, and I'm very intrigued because this one is supposed to be, I forget what it's called, Dune. It's like
Messiah.
A religion. Messiah, thank you. It's the more of the religious one, and everyone says that this one's like kind of controversial in the book series. I'm very intrigued. I'm very intrigued on how they're.
Yeah, I don't really know
it.
anything about it.
I don't know much about it either. Timothy looks horrible. Like he looks like he's aged a lot. Like even in that photo behind you, he looks disgusting.
Dude. Yeah.
So I'm very intrigued on where this movie's going to go. There's no doubt in my mind that Denis is like top 3 working directors right now.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a super hot take, but I'm really excited for this movie to be over with. That way he can make another original film.
Completely agree.
I've been waiting. I love the Dunes and I'm excited, but I haven't had a movie like Arrival in a long time.
Dude, Arrival is so good.
Even Cyberpunk, not Cyberpunk, Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah.
I loved it, but it's still source material. I want an OG Denis, like Sicario or Prisoners. Oh, Prisoners was so good. I'm excited for whatever he's going to do after Dune and what these actors are going to do after Dune, because Paul Atreides, when did Dune 1 come out? 2020?
Yeah, something like that.
He's been in this role for a long time. Same with Zendaya. I don't think Florence Pugh came in until part 2.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for the trailer, or I'm excited for the movie. The trailer looked awesome. Maybe I'm not as excited as I was, but I'm ready to see it. So I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, I think it looks great. These are very well-made movies and they're good. Like I said, I'll go see them. I'm not like super obsessed with it. So if there was another trailer that dropped, I probably wouldn't watch it unless we wanted to talk about it. Like it's not something I'm like, oh, I'm going to like follow the updates on this and like
totally
know everything about it. But when it comes out after I see Doomsday, I'll go see this movie and we'll review it and talk about it. And I'm excited for it. Part 2 left off on a note where I was really interested and excited to kind of see the conclusion to the whole story. So they're good movies that I like watching, but they're just not movies that I'm like super obsessed with.
Yeah, that's true. It's like it's a whole different demographic of space warfare. You have Star Wars and you got Dune and Star Trek, but Star Trek doesn't really compare.
Right.
I'm hyped, but I'm not geeking out yet.
Yeah.
Obviously, do you hear the dog barking?
Yeah, I do.
1 sec. Regardless, Dune 3 is going to be a spectacle. I'll probably see it before I see Doomsday, honestly. You know me.
Oh my
I have
God,
spoken.
You're such a film bro.
I have spoken.
Oh my gosh.
Even Tori agrees with me.
Tori doesn't know anything.
But speaking of Doomsday, I did a re-review of Spider-Man Homecoming, which I had previously critiqued hardcore last episode. So, in reading the comments, I saw one comment that said, bro, Iron Man was only in the movie for like 3 minutes. And that was a little exaggerative, but it's pretty valid. He may have had 2% of screen time, if even.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were flaming me for it. Plus, when I was even critiquing the movie, I think I said, I haven't seen it in a while, so I'm kind of just speaking out of ignorance here. So I went back and I re-reviewed Spider-Man Homecoming. And I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed the film a lot.
Okay.
A lot more than I thought I would. And
good.
A lot of that has to do with me just not seeing it in a while, forgetting some things. But also, Spider-Man's my favorite. Spider-Man's awesome.
Yeah.
He's like one of the best superheroes ever.
Yeah.
And here are some of the OG thoughts that I had on Spider-Man Homecoming. When I first watched it, I loved it. I think I loved it. New Spider-Man, I'm all in.
Yeah.
But over time, without thinking about it, and once again, listening to the internet, I think I formulated an opinion where people were just like, Iron Man 4, Iron Boy Jr., blah, blah, blah. And I don't think that's 100% my fault, because the movie, in my opinion, even after this take, even after that OG take, it's a little forgettable on what happens in it. It's very inconsequential in the overall scheme of Spider-Man's story. And that might be a hot take there, but even looking back on it now, it's not like I just watched Tobey's Spider-Man absolutely destroy Green Goblin, or have this whole thing with Doc Ock, or even the Venom arc in Spider-Man 3.
I see what you're saying.
Like, the Vulture is a very inconsequential villain.
Yeah.
Even if he's kind of cool, it's like, there's not a lot for me to remember in this film. The love interest, Liz, I couldn't even remember who she was. I'm not going to lie, I thought Zendaya was a love interest. That's how little I forgot, or how little I remembered from this film.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's completely my fault. I do think I leaned into the internet a little bit too much, but I really couldn't remember anything of use aside from him losing his suit and getting it back and Tony Stark being in it. That was pretty much it. Yeah. So that right there, I think, is valid. I hardly remembered the Vulture. I could not remember his motivation at all beforehand. Yeah. So I couldn't adequately rank him on the list we did last week. Yeah. So when I watched it, I was like, oh, okay, this gives me some more information. And that enticed me to do my re-review, and I'm glad I did. So here are my new thoughts on Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm going to do an itch real quick because I am hardcore tweaking, bro.
Itch it up. Give me a little scratchy.
I'm doing a scratch. So, for my updated thoughts after watching Spider-Man Homecoming yesterday, I thoroughly enjoyed this film. I think I destroyed it a little bit too much. And I don't think that's fair because it's Spider-Man, bro. And it was nowhere as bad as I remember it being.
Correct.
I loved how in this film we didn't get another origin story, because we had already had Tobey's and we'd had Andrew's. Just put me into Spider-Man's life, bruh. And that's exactly what we got. I loved how the movie started on him in Civil War. He's just a kid, bro. Yep. He is just a kid, and he is the most kid we have gotten in a Spider-Man, and you really
believe that he's 15.
Bro is so ignorant, and I'll get into that later. But, I love that we didn't get the origin story. We didn't need it. I love the high school vibe, and I can't speak for high school during Tobey's era or even Andrew's era, but this felt so accurate to what I experienced in high school. It's cringy. It's weird. Where's that high school diploma of yours?
It's in my mom's closet, baby.
Yay!
We don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. But it felt like an accurate depiction of what high school was for me. And it was even more Gen Z coded than what my experience was. Like, I'm probably at the earlier stage. This felt like the late stage of Gen Z.
Yeah, for sure.
And it was cringy, and it was funny, and it was relatable. And I really liked that. We didn't see a whole lot of Peter Parker himself in high school in Spider-Man 1, whenever it was Tobey, because Tobey looked like a 20-year-old man in that movie. Andrew Garfield even felt like 18 or 19 in The Amazing Spider-Man. So this version of Spider-Man I really liked because he genuinely felt like a kid. He felt innocent, and he played both roles so well. He blended Peter Parker, Spider-Man together better than any Spider-Man we've seen on screen, and I really did appreciate that. And that's something that people have been saying for a while, that he combined both of them better than any Spider-Man we've seen, and I really locked in on that during this film. So I got to give it a lot of props for that. I wrote down, you could really see how smart Spider-Man was in this movie, because in TASM 1 and TASM 2, you kind of see how smart Spider-Man is. Like, Andrew portrayed that pretty well, kind of being more of a dork than Peter Parker and Sam Raimi's version was, because honestly, I haven't really seen Spider-Man as being that smart in any of the other movies, but when you're watching this one, he's on the debate team. He's extremely smart. He's making his own webs. He just has like this next level genius, and it just comes passively to him. And Spider-Man is supposed to be one of the smartest characters in the comics, right?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know if you were actually asking. Yeah, he's a genius.
So that was extremely prevalent in this film, which I really appreciated because that's what I've heard. So it was cool to be able to see that. I loved his personality throughout the entire film. Like, he's really funny. And the theme that I really got from him was that he just wants to help people, which is why he was so adamant about stopping the Vulture and being part of the Avengers, because he sees himself as an asset in this world, but he's just doing like super low level stuff in New York City. And like, he's kind of famous around that area, but he doesn't really do anything aside from like getting kittens out of trees, helping old ladies walk across the road, saving bikes from thieves and stuff. Do a flip. That was really funny. So, he just wants to get to a higher level, but he can't because he's so young. And ultimately, this is what leads him to losing the suit, because he gets in over his head, and it makes sense. Bro's 14 years old.
Yeah.
He's ignorant. He is so ignorant.
Yes.
And that's something he has to struggle with throughout the entire movie. He has these huge aspirations, and Tony can see that he's just a kid, but Spider-Man thinks he's more. Obviously, he can't join the Avengers at 14. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
So seeing that right there kind of puts it into perspective. He's still a kid, bro. And it's really cool to get to see that. I haven't felt like he was a kid at all. So, I'm scrolling down. After this viewing, I have some thoughts on the Vulture. And I couldn't give you a big opinion on it last time, but this time I can. I still have a problem with him. I like him, but I also hate him at the same time.
What?
I know. It's interesting.
Daddy
at the beginning
Keaton?
Of the I like Michael Keaton, but the character of the Vulture himself, I don't really like that much. At the beginning of the movie, you kind of can relate to him. It's in the aftermath of the New York fight. He has this job. He rented trucks, right? Yeah. And the government comes in and stops him. They just took away his job, and he keeps some alien tech like anybody would do. And he creates a business out of it, dealing arms. And that's kind of a cool origin story for him. But aside from that, he's really inconsequential to the story as a whole, because he's just dealing arms to people. That's kind of his whole motivation. You don't really learn anything else about the Vulture. And like I was saying earlier, his villain is not that important in the grand scheme of anything, because Spider-Man's just trying to take him off the street for selling arms and stuff. And Tony doesn't seem to care, but I guess he did seem to care later on. But maybe that's the point, is that the Vulture isn't supposed to be this high-level villain, and he's kind of at Spider-Man's street level.
Yes.
So maybe that's the point, is that he's supposed to be inconsequential. I don't know. But that's part of my problem with it, is that I just didn't really care about what he was doing at all. It seemed like he had more gripes with Tony Stark than he did with Spider-Man, and Spider-Man was just getting in his way, which I guess is what Spider-Man normally does. He just gets in people's way when they're solving crimes. He's usually never the problem. So maybe that's a fair assessment to say. But, I still don't love the Vulture, but I did appreciate his character more than I did the first time I watched it. Yeah, I loved the tension that you talked about, him picking up Liz for Homecoming. Second he opens that door, bro, you're like, ooh, this is so weird. Like,
plot twist, brother.
You could cut that tension with a knife. You're just waiting for something to happen. And I will say, bro, when they're driving and Michael Keaton's slowly picking up on what's going on, and then it cuts to that close-up of him, and he looks back, or it might be in the rearview mirror, and he's like, good old Spider-Man.
Oh, bro.
Chills, bro. That was when that like almost made me change my perspective on Vulture.
Chills, bro. And the green light hits his face.
Yes.
Bro,
it was so
the
good.
red light of Spider-Man and the green light of Vulture.
Yeah, yes, the coloring. I wrote that down. I said the street lights reflecting on his face. I didn't realize that there were different colors going on there, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so I loved that scene. And then later on in the movie, whenever he's like staring at all the tiny arc reactors for Tony's suit, and he just says, hot dog. I started laughing. I'm like, come on, Michael Keaton. This is so stupid.
I love him, bro.
It was also really funny.
Yeah.
It's crazy that we almost had a 9/11 part 2 in that movie when Spider-Man's on the plane and he's like moving the plane from crashing into New York. I'm like, that's a little risky to do in this economy. So that was kind of funny. But this right here is what sold me on the movie. This changed my perspective of it. At the very end, after the planes crashed and Vulture is finna bounce, right? He has the reactors. He sees that his suit is about to explode. And he's like, stop it, you're about to blow up. And then he starts flying away, and then Spider-Man yanks him down. And then I think Bro manages to get away, and then he explodes in the air. And he yells, I'm just trying to save you. Yes. And that right there is the epitome of what Spider-Man is.
Yes.
Who he is, his entire character. Even with the bad guy, he's just trying to help people and save their lives. And that's who he is. And that really furthers the point. If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have the suit at all. Because that is the heart of Spider-Man. And he didn't have a suit at that point. He had his homemade crappy suit. And he still wanted to do the right thing. And this was straight after Bro did the come on Spider-Man, pushes it off. Absolute cinema. And I just love that this movie really showed the heart of Spider-Man. Because I never got that heart of Spider-Man in TASM or the Raimi trilogy. You don't get that. You do not get that at all. But in this movie, you can tell who Spider-Man is and what he wants. And that is to help people.
Yes.
That's it. That's all he wants to do. And I loved every second of seeing him on screen doing that, struggling with it. He wants to go hang out with Liz and the homies at the pool. Nah, he has work to do. He's got to go stop the bad guys. And he sacrifices so much of himself. And he does it because he wants to do good. And I absolutely love that. Here's some honorable mentions that I had for the film. Really stupid, but when he's in debate room at the very end and they're like putting MJ in and he gets a text that says, go to the bathroom. And it's Happy. Bro. Why is Happy in the bathroom? Why is he texting it from an unknown number saying, come to the bathroom? It's so weird. I was like, this is so funny. And then the Asian kid walks out and washes his hands.
Yes, dude.
That
and
felt
just slowly washing his hands.
Yeah. It's so awkward, but it's very funny. So I thought that was funny. I could honestly care less about Zendaya saying, my friends call me MJ. I hated that line. That was a little cringe. Yeah. Those were my two honorable mentions for funnies. All in all, I liked it a lot. I think I flamed it way too much. I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I thought it was great. 7.5 is good. 7.5 is good.
That's so low.
No, it's not. 7.5 is high. The villain needs to be better to get above an 8. I'm sorry.
This villain is incredible. Okay, can I respond to that whole claim? Brother, the whole point is that he's not supposed to be this giant consequential villain, brother. He's just the friendly Spider-Man in this movie is being told that he needs to be the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, right? And he needs to do this not to go be an Avenger and be this world-famous superhero with the most amazing suit and tech in the world and be Iron Man, right? Be this famous whatever legend, right? No, he needs to save people for the right reasons. He needs to save people because it's his responsibility to save people, even if there's no glory behind it, even if it's not this world-saving thing, but it's something as small as, okay, this guy's going to sell really dangerous weapons to bad people, and there's people that are going to get hurt in result of that. That's enough of a reason for Spider-Man to step in to stop it. And for me, that's really powerful, because he learns, okay, it's not about the suit. It's not about being an Avenger. It's not about that. It's about doing the right thing for the right reason. And for me, that's kind of the embodiment of the movie. And I like that the Vulture isn't super consequential. And I liked his arc too of like, he starts out as struggling, right? And he buys trucks and they get screwed over and, he's not this like rich guy. He's like a guy trying to make it, right? And then I love that when Peter goes to pick up Liz for homecoming, he shows up and it's this really nice house, right? And you walk in and it's this really luxurious like kitchen and there's music playing. And I appreciated that because it shows like kind of how he's been able to elevate himself through selling this alien tech and enriching himself in that way. So
yeah. Here, give me 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I really had to pee. I've had to pee for like the past hour, and I needed to give you a good response on this one, folks. I'm very sorry. I've been so itchy. I have no idea why. So I'm just itching. I'm itching all day. I had to pee. I'm back. Caleb, update. Live action update. This is live. I'll do it live. The score is moved from a 7.5 to an 8.9.
Let's go. What? That's a huge jump.
Yeah, I needed to give you a very solid one after I went to the bathroom. I was not thinking straight. You explained exactly what I needed to hear.
Okay.
And I think I hinted on it earlier in my review. I even said, what did I wrote? I wrote down, but aside from that, he's a pretty inconsequential villain in the grand scheme of things, but maybe that's the point. I wrote that down, and I wanted to hear you explain that.
Bars.
From what you said, that makes complete sense. He is the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And I guess the villain doesn't need to be grandeur. And that's the whole theme of the movie, is that be a friendly neighborhood, street-level Spider-Man.
Right.
8.9 might be a bit too high for me. I'm going to go 8.6. We'll do 8.6. Okay. I like 8.6.
That's great. I'm happy with that.
You explained it for me very well, and I agree with that. I don't really need to dispute that point. Thanks for explaining it to me.
Let's go. I'm so happy. Dude, and I think it's like a nice change of pace in the MCU at this point for it to be not like a world-ending villain, but just like a bad guy, you know?
Totally. Yeah. And we haven't, I don't know if we've had any inconsequential villains like that in the MCU.
Yeah, not really. Not in a while, at least.
So, yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm really glad I revisited it. And I'm excited to watch No Way Home again, because that's going to hit. I'm very excited for my mind to be changed on that.
Yes. So, yes, next week we are doing a review of Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yes.
And our lead up to Spider-Man Brand New Day, which comes out in 2 weeks. So,
yes,
we are
pizza time.
We're in Spidey month, pizza time. We are building up to Brand New Day, and you know, I love Spider-Man No Way Home. Cole has only seen it once, so
that's correct.
He's going to refresh on it. He's going to kind of develop a new opinion of what he thinks of it now. And it's also going to just set us all up perfectly for its sequel, Brand New Day, which comes out in 2 weeks. So,
and I'm allowed to skip Far From Home, right? I don't need to watch Mysterio.
I think you can skip it. I wasn't planning on rewatching it.
Okay, because you know how I feel about Mysterio.
Yeah. I mean, if at some point we want to go back to that movie and review it, we can, but I don't think we really have the time.
I don't want to.
Before Brand New Day, and I don't really want to either.
I don't care about Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That might be a hot take, bro, but we both kind of stand on business on that one.
How is that a hot take? Do people like him in that movie? What?
People don't really like that movie that much, but I feel like they do like him. But
oh, okay.
You know, your point of he has nothing to do with Spider-Man is such a good point. He has nothing to do with Spider-Man.
Because even Vulture has more to do with Spider-Man in this movie, and he does not like Tony Stark. So, but I understand the motivation against Spider-Man because he's just in his way.
Yeah,
Mysterio is just a menace. So, yeah, dude, I'm stoked. I'm very stoked to watch that.
Yes, so Spider-Man No Way Home review next week. And it'll be our this is our like Odyssey preview. Next week will be our Spider-Man preview because we are eating good with movies right now.
Yes, we are. Dude. Can't wait for the invite this month.
All right, Cole. Before we hop off, what have you been watching besides Homecoming?
Okay. I think it was last Monday. I watched. Oh no, it was just a couple days ago. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey for the first time.
You texted me about that.
And that movie, I think, pioneered modern day filmmaking. The visuals, the music, phenomenal.
Wow.
I didn't care much for the movie aside from that, though. Probably a hot take. Film bros are going to be shooting me. But it was too slow. You're not a film bro, though. You've only seen 4 Christopher Nolan movies.
I'm half film bro. I'm Tenet.
I didn't love the story. It was really slow. I liked aspects of it, but it starts with like 20 minutes of just apes in the wilderness. I'm not even kidding. There's no dialogue. They're just making noises and like forming their own like society.
Ugh.
And it pretty much it ends that scene.
Sounds very pretentious.
With like the first murder of an ape. It's very interesting. And I think if it wasn't so late, I would have been able to lock in more, but I was like falling asleep. So if you're interested in seeing like a very artsy, pioneering movie, I'd recommend watching it. But I think that Film Bros glazed this movie way too much.
Yeah.
So
I've never seen it. I want to see it.
You should watch it. I have it on the server. That's how I watched it. But
Okay,
give it a shot. Maybe don't watch it at night because you will definitely fall asleep. Knowing you,
Yeah.
you will fall asleep. So lock in on it. Try to enjoy it. But aside from that, I started watching House of the Dragon again, Game of Thrones, because season 3 is dropping right now. So
Nice.
I'm really enjoying watching that. I think House of the Dragon season 1 is absolute class. So I'm excited to watch season 2 again and get back into season 3. But aside from that, I haven't been watching a lot of TV. I've just been so busy. So getting to do this, and I've been trying to watch more movies, because that's actually important to me. Right. TV's more of like shutting off my brain and just locking in, even if House of the Dragon's like pure cinema. Yeah. But if I'm watching a movie, I'm being intentional. I'm trying to get it for the podcast, stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I've been watching. What about you, bro?
I feel that. I'm just switching my TV real quick. Oh, too far.
You're fine.
All right. Yeah, for me, me and Riley have been watching The Bear still. We just finished season 4 last night.
Okay,
we watched
good.
The season 4 finale. And I thought it was really good. I thought The Bear season 4 was really good. I don't think it was its best season.
Yeah.
I haven't seen season 5 yet, but I think season 2 is the best season so far, in my opinion.
Yeah, season 2 was great.
I think season 2 is just pure cinema. I thought season 4 was great. The finale is really interesting. Have you seen season 4?
It's very anticlimactic, the ending of season 4.
Yeah, it's just like the whole episode is them kind of talking outside the restaurant, him, Sydney, and Richie. And it's really good for a lot of it. I really love the acting in it. I love this whole season has been Carmi's apology tour, him trying to self-reflect and fix all of his issues. Dude, the second to last episode that Carmi goes to visit his mom and they finally talk for the first time in years, bro, was one of the best scenes in the show for me, bro. I thought it was so beautiful.
I don't remember that episode.
Bro, you should rewatch it. Her just spilling her whole entire life's kind of trauma, but also telling him how she's been trying to change and grow. And you see Carmi finally kind of break. He goes from being this serious, guarded person to you see him actually get emotional and kind of open up really for the first time in the show in that level. And it was beautiful. So I really liked it. I thought it was great.
Well, I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm glad you finished season 4 though. We need to watch Gary. Want to watch Gary?
Gary. Heck yeah, brother.
So, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
The John Bernthal thing.
Are you going to watch that before season 5 or are you going to watch that after?
Yeah, I think me and Riley are going to watch it before. So
shoot me a text when you do.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we can both watch it separately and then we can talk about it on the next episode.
Yeah. I would love that. We should do a little Gary segment for sure.
Yes.
That'll be
Gary.
cinema. But also, we're in John Bernthal, Tom Holland month, bro.
Yes. Let me tell you something. Oh,
let me tell you something.
He's in both. He's in both too.
He's in both. Yes, they're both in both.
Dude, that's wild. They're gonna be.
And John Bernthal said, John Bernthal said that he says that line. Let me tell you something in the Odyssey.
Did you send me that, or did I see that separately?
I think you saw it separately.
Okay, because I saw that and I was like, bro, that's crazy that they're promoting that. They're promoting him saying, let me tell you something that's crazy.
Let me tell you something. But anyways, that's what I've been watching. Hey, it's been a fun episode. This was our kind of Odyssey preview / Spidey preview.
Yeah.
So.
I'm trying to think. I'm excited. I'm very nice for, not very nice. I read a text message that popped up and it said the word nice in it. That's embarrassing.
You are, you were kind of nice sometimes.
I'm an embarrassment to this podcast.
Correct.
But I'm excited. Even if the Odyssey has been slandered online prematurely, that's it. I'm making a mental thing right now. I don't care anymore. So I'm hyped.
Oh,
I'm excited.
He
said the line.
He doesn't care anymore.
I don't care what anyone online has to say anymore about slandering Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey.
Yeah.
It's not even out yet. It's not even out yet, bro.
It's not even out yet, yo.
It? You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go
at least wait till you see the movie to slander it.
Yeah, I don't get it. So I'm hype. We have that. We have Spider-Man coming up. I have Hot D to watch. I have more random obscure movies to watch. I am stoked.
Hot D?
Yeah, House of the Dragon. That's what we call it. That's what we call it here in TV land.
Okay. Well, yes. We are eating good this month. We're gonna have maybe one of the most memorable movie months of our lives this month. July is gonna be insane, just for the Odyssey and Spider-Man combo, dude. It's gonna be awesome. I could not be more excited. So, and then Cole and I will see Spider-Man together in person, and we're gonna do an in-person episode, which I'm pumped for.
I'm very excited to see the dynamic of that because it's gonna be completely different.
Me
so
too.
Excited.
Probably less internet issues.
Yeah.
But anyways, it'll be awesome. So keep watching. Make sure you subscribe. It really helps us.
Yep.
Turn notifications on when we post. Like it. Comment. Follow our socials at Real Friends Podcast _
Send it to your friends if you want.
Send it to your friends, please. And don't be afraid to tell us if you think we're stupid.
100%. We are stupid, and we know that, but we need your reinforcement too. Negative, positive, whatever type of enforcement you got for us, give it to us. We can take it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, this has been episode 4 of Real Friends. Thanks for being a real friend. We'll see you guys next week for the Odyssey review.
Can't wait. See you, Caleb.
Bye.